This is going to be one of the installs I'll be doing, try to do some videos on. Nothing new, a couple of videos on YouTube that are actually really helpful, but I don't know if I can add or help. I'm doing all 4 ball joints. They're all bad. You can check to see if you have bad ball joints. There's tons of videos to show you how to check. I have a lot of problems with my steering, so I'm going to add this steering stabilizer bar. That'll be a separate video. The 4 ball joints. I'm also going to add a crankshaft and a camshaft position sensor because it's funky. I'll try to explain it in the videos. So I got the 06 Ram Mega Cab 4-wheel drive. It's a 1500, but it's on a 2500 chassis. I got the 8-lug wheels, so this application is most likely going to apply to a solid axle 2500 truck, 3500, the more heavy duty applications. If you have a 1500 regular, you might have independent suspension or different part numbers, different application. But you can show you what I'm going to do and take it from there. I do have a death wobble issue. I've already changed the track bar bushings. If you have death wobble in a pre-02 truck, I believe, maybe even pre-01, most likely your track bar is bad. My track bar is fine. The bushings weren't even that worn, but they say if you put the nice urethane MOOG bushings in there, that'll help. I've done that. I still have the problem, so I upgraded the steering linkage as well. That was $300. But a nice beefy upgrade that is better than the old system. Again, the death wobble remains. So I added the Rough Country dual stabilizers. Those, in my opinion, fixed the problem. However, my balding, crappy tires, in addition to obviously 4 bad ball joints, has made the wobble just impossible to drive at all. But once I change the ball joints, I'll get some new tires, and that should cure it, in my opinion. Then I'll add some new shocks just for shits and giggles. So everything's nice and tight, and I'm still getting some wobble. So I think the death wobble is attributed to all of the parts combined, depending on your year. Like I said, I check on the year, but pre-01, I think the track bar is the main culprit. But I think ball joints, in conjunction with the old Y-style steering and some other things, I think what that all together takes it. So, and even the tires. Make sure you get E-rated tires. If you get I was told BF Goodrich tires, they tend to contribute to it. So anyway, a couple other videos, we'll string them together and see what we got. Okay, so I'm going to start the ball joint job. Try to put the camera so you can see most, but I'm going to take your caliper off. I can't see what I'm filming with the sun, but I'm going to try to take the whole bracket off in one piece. Bolt back here, 2 of them. One way at the bottom there. That's the other bolt. And this whole setup will come off. There's your wires. Tuck it up. Don't let them hang. And once the caliper's off, I will proceed with taking the axle out. Now, a lot of people will take the nut off. You don't have to. If you take the nut off, you're just going to get the hub assembly is going to come separate. If you leave the nut on, the axle's all one piece. It's going to slide through the knuckle. And those 3 bolts. 4 bolts are behind the rotors. I can't see them yet. Alright, so I'm going to start that. I'll try to film as much as I can. Okay, I can't imagine if you're watching a ball joint removal video that you wouldn't know how to take a caliper off. So, pardon me for extreme noobers, but an 18mm, 2 bolts. I'm going to take the whole bracket off in one shot. I'm going to try to take this video in a series of shorter clips. I don't think you guys want to just see me take all the bolts, unless you do. Not the best YouTuber, I'm not making money, I'm just trying to help some folk. And I want to have a little fun, so no blackout build job is complete without my beer, which I think I left at the back of the truck. Got the tunes on. Beautiful day in New Jersey in February. Snow's all over the ground. but it's 40 degrees. If you live anywhere here, that'd take that all day long in February. Uh-oh. That jam's getting tight on me. Time out. So I wanted to show this. The whole unit comes off, but be careful, that ABS sensor is underneath the rotor. Now I'm trying to get my rotor off, and most people just slides off. My truck has 188,000 miles. It does not slide off. So, get a rubber mallet. A little ink, spin, you see it moving. It's coming, it's just tight. Pieces of my really should be needed to be replaced rotor flying off. There she comes. So if you get some stuff, some parts that are stuck, don't think you're doing it wrong, as long as you're following these steps. Sometimes the sticky stuff needs to be forced a little bit. I don't condone force, but sometimes it's needed. When I first started working on cars, I used to say, I don't get it. It's not being held on by anything. Technically it's held on by the lugs and tires and everything else, but once those are off, there's definitely a lot of dust and debris. These need to be cut or replaced. It's easier just to replace them. Alright, so here's that sensor. Yeah, let's see if I can swing you around. I can't do it on the fly, can I? My videos are terrible. Sorry. The ABS sensor is right here. It's a little Allen key. This pops out, this wire comes loose, and then that'll be free. And there's that ABS sensor. My Allen wrenched the CRV5 on it for the size. That pops out, and then this just pulls straight up and out. Everything's kind of stuck on his truck, so yeah, that's gonna pull straight out, and then I'm gonna take the whole wire and tuck it out of the way. Probably move this whole setup over here or something. Okay, gentlemen, so as I discussed earlier in the other videos of the show, you take your 4 bolts out the back. All right, now there's a couple tricks. There's no easy way to do this. This hub, they tend to get stuck on there really good. If they slide out, if it slides out for you, well done. If not, they got the tricks where you put the bolt out, leave some threads in. I don't have any friends, so I got nobody to steer the wheel for me. Hydraulic press, put something in there like an extension, and they'll compress it and give you a space, a little bit of a gap. See, I got my gap. I don't even know if I'm gonna tell you how I did it, because I don't want y'all doing what I did, breaking stuff, which is, I took the risk because I have no other way. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, we'll leave it at that. But I got my gap. I got it out now. I'm just gonna pull the whole axle straight on out, which I know you want to see. Let me show you. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a. That should be good. Doesn't work. Doesn't look good on this attempt. I'll redo a video on the other side. So, got my gap. Like this cover is practical. Just wiggle and pull. Okay, the whole axle is gonna come off in one big monster. I don't want to ruin the seal on the inside, so I'm gonna try to make it nice and smooth and straight. Alright, that's it. That's the axle. She is out. I'm gonna try to pause it now. Okay, now that the axle's out, the next step is to put a little cloth in the hole there to get I don't want dust getting in my gearbox. We're gonna pop this guy off here, control arm bolt, whatever. I'll show you how to take that out. A little trick to that. Then this knuckle will spin freely. We're gonna hit the nuts on the bottom of the ball joints that are currently in there. 1, 2, and then show you how to bang the knuckle off. And then the hard part's getting the axle out. Now, in all honesty, I got the tool. The rest should be standard maintenance. I hope I didn't jinx myself. The bolts that came out of the hub, our 18mm, the 4 on the back. 18, a lot of 18mm bolts so far. Okay, so the nut is off. Couldn't tell you what size it was. I had to use an adjustable wrench. I don't have that big a size. All right, now this setup has a kind of a tapered spot with no threads. I guess you can bang it straight out. A lot of pieces don't. In that case, it worked. If you have threads on the end, you don't want to damage it. That's the money spot. Boom, boom. It'll fall right out. Seems a little barbaric, but that's the way to do it. This time, a hammer is your appropriate tool. Okay, back here at the ram. I had to reattach that because of my. And anybody who's got the dual stabilizer setup, you might have to take something apart. I'm gonna try to weasel around it, keep everything connected. So I lifted it up for the time being, just so I could get the nuts off there. So I got nut number 1 all the way virtually off. Number 2's all, they're hand tight on there for this reason. Try to get another action shot here. Okay, 2 seconds. All right, here we go. See if I can bang it down first. Oh. Which it probably won't come down with. This guy tightened up all the way. Learning process. The top nut for the knuckle is a 15/16. The bottom, I couldn't tell you. Too big. It's a little bigger than an inch and a 16th, so maybe an inch and a quarter or an inch and an eighth. I do not have those sizes. Got them at the job. Not here. Don't mind the rent in the background. One of many very various showcase songs on my iPod. Everything from rock to rent to Sister Act. Just kidding. Alright. Get that back off. Boink. Now let's see if we can get some action here. It didn't fall yet, but it's coming. Let's try, Ah, see that? Barely touched it. Barely tapped. I wasn't even ready to swing. Just getting my aim, and boom, fell right off. Little vibration goes a mile. So, I guess I'd keep you on for this one. I'll loosen my nuts here. Lost the ball joint spinning. I had this hand loose. This nut came off no problem. Now normally this knuckle would fall right off, but I got this in the way. We're gonna see if we can scoot it out of the way. Woo, scrape my threads up. One beer. I'd have to spin the wheel the other way. Still getting this kind of a result. What a spot. Another wrench. Motherfucker. Story of my life here. Nothing's ever easy. Oh, there we go. I got lucky that went the other way. The only reason I'm having problems is this drops all the way for you regular people. Again, the dual stabilizer, everything's connected. So, another reason I'm only doing one tire at a time. So, that's going to rest on it. I was able to clear the ball joints and spin it and lift it up. So, everyone else will finally just fall out for you. Okay, knuckles off. Onto the ball joint. This is going way too easy. Okay, tip mechanic tip number 1, coming from your regular backyard for fun mechanic who doesn't have all the tools. I bought this cool snap ring pliers from Advanced Auto, and of course they broke. The first chance I got to use them, spring went flying. What a piece of crap! Do not buy those. Anyway, I had to go to the old needle nose technique. Scratch my fender. Take your snap ring off. I'm gonna do the bottom one first. Stick your pliers in there and spread it out. Wear your eye protection. Watch out, it will snap on you. Take your ring, set it aside. You will need that later. Unless your new ball joints came with a new snap ring. I haven't checked my kits yet. All right, on to the press. I believe it's on to the press. Rented it at AutoZone for $140 freaking dollars. It's okay, you get it back if you return it. So be prepared to have the money up front. But it is a free program, so you will get your money back. Pretty cool. I'm gonna play with it. Finding the right combination. There are other videos on how to use this. I'm just gonna set it up. Now this bottom ball joint goes down, so I'll need something that will be bigger than the bottom. Something like this. Now that's hitting the boot of the ball joint, so that is too small. We have sleeves like this. That might be my guy right there. We'll attach it to the tool and see if we can press it on out of there. Okay, sun is behind a tree. It's getting easier to see. So the press is on. I've been working on it for some time now. The combination wasn't so hard as much as getting everything. You know, I don't know how many hundred people use this tool already. It's getting bent. But you can see it came off my thing. So it's not even, but the joint's coming out. I just worried that the threads of the joint are going to start hitting the metal piece. There's the holes in the bottom supposed to fall through. So it's still coming, so I'm going to keep working it. Oh, get my finger out of there. I'm going to keep working it until it gets down. I'm using my adjustable and a big ass pipe. I don't see any other way to do it unless you got air tools or whatever. Okay, so after much wrestling with a tool that Advanced gave me that had a bend in it that he said would work just fine, I fought and couldn't get the upper one out. So I brought it back and I said, you gotta have a different kit for me. He gives me one with no bends. Pop, boom, the old one comes out. I'm already halfway installing the new one. So the right tool makes a difference. And if you got the right tool, make sure it's one that's not busted and crappy. So this is how this setup works on this one. The videos I've seen, it looked like it was a little different. So this one you put a receiving coupling in a tube and another receiving coupling on the other end. Pushing. I thought there was going to be a sleeve that hit the lip of this here, but it just didn't work out that way. So this top is covering, it's protecting the bleeder. Not the bleeder, the grease fitting. So right now it's the new ball joint going in. The upper's going in. I'm going to work on the lower after that. I'm moving along here. Okay, so I pressed the new ball joints in with the press. You have to find a video on how exactly to use it, but it's pretty easy. Biggest problem I had was figuring out what cup went where, but the new ones are in. They look good. I had a nice tight joint. I had the biggest problem with the snap ring of anything else because the snap ring pliers that I bought that sucked. So there's that. I gotta tighten the bleeder up now. I think I'm ready for my axle, to tell you the truth. When you put the top one in, don't forget your little bracket for your ABS. And it does come with a new snap ring. I said earlier that you'd have to save it. It came with a new snap ring, bleeder, grease fitting, and comes with new bolts as well. I don't remember what the old nut size was, but the new one that went on was 1 1/16". I think that's a little bigger than the stock one. But everything's all tightened up. Put my knuckle back on. Next, I'm gonna slide the axle right through, put my 4 bolts on, and reattach everything. Hit the other side, most likely tomorrow. Just want a quick shout out the tuner dude. I'm gonna try to link his YouTube. His video is probably a lot better than mine. It's got a nice still fit. That's how I learned how to do the ball joints. Thank you, YouTube. And if my video doesn't help, check his out. Combine us together and rock on.